This is how I see them. I have 4 children, but these are my guys. Joe Salisbury on the left-hand side. Started working with him at 6 years old, and he had something already. He loved it. He was identifying as a tennis player, which is incredible. And that's what we're looking out for. We're looking out for these children that identify. I know that's an interesting terminology these days, but he came and said, I don't know if you understand me, but I want to play tennis. And so I understood him because I wanted to play tennis as well. The guy on the left is Big Jack Draper. And it's funny because they're both big and they make me look tiny. But they were both very small when they were younger, very late developers. So something to note is that we can't give up on these guys just because they're not fitting the mold of the modern day tennis player. They were late developers. And I went to a wonderful presentation years ago from a guy called Ishvan Bali that said it takes 10 years and he's looking for the fast, skinny guys. I would say that we're looking for the fast, skinny guys. We're also looking for the hungry guys. We're looking for the guys that when you compete, their eyes light up. When you finish the session, they say to you, can we play one more point? Please, please, I have to play one more point. And I say, wow, okay, let's do that. So we're lucky because this is the picture that we took quite recently. We are kindred spirits. It means that we all feel the same thing about our sport. And I think there's an awful lot of luck involved. And I say to these guys sometimes, you are the luckiest guys on the planet that you found me. And I'm the luckiest guy in the world to have found you as well, because not always the case. What I'll share with you is that I've been working with a young girl, and she's very, if you like, I hate to say it, I would never say if she was here, but she's ordinary in terms of rankings and rating and not on the radar at all in the UK. And I worked with her for the last 2 years. And I just, as soon as I went on court with her, I said, wow. And I tried to work out what it was that she had. And she was brave. She was brave and she engaged. And she's not engaging with my ego as a coach. She's not engaging. We just have a connection like, shit, you really want to do something special. I can feel it. I don't know what it is. And maybe you've all felt something like this before. And took a little bit of time, but she's thinking, shit, you want to do something special as well. And then we find that we both want to do something special. And then we have the crazy dad, of course. Everyone has a crazy dad or crazy mom. It's obligation to have a crazy parent. If you don't have a crazy parent, then you have no chance at all because it takes craziness, right? So anyway, I want to tell you because it wasn't in my original plan, but this weekend she played her second Tennis Europe in Liverpool, which is my favorite football club, by the way. And she made it to the final. And I remember last week she said to me, what am I going to do? I'm not even going to make it through the first round. And all of our conversations for the last few months have been all about what I'm going to talk to you about today. So it's just further evidence, and it's quite recent evidence, that if you look after the person, if you really try and manifest and manufacture some great feelings inside a human being, you can't do it for them, but they will go on their own journey. And it's nice if you can help them along the way, push them in the right direction. And all this girl needed at Under 14 Tennis Europe was just for me to believe in her and the work that she's been doing. You are good enough. And then she made the final. And then yesterday, I'm doing some coach education in the morning back in the UK. And she messaged me and I checked the results and she lost 6-2, 6-1. I'm going, well, it's been a fantastic week. She's probably a little tired, didn't expect much. And then I messaged quickly, I'll call you in 1 hour, don't worry. I call her in 1 hour and she's like, yeah. Hi, Justin, hi. I'm like, hey, you okay? And I knew instantly that we have a champion. Champion in her heart. 1 hour after the match and you're still crying at 14? It's wonderful. So I tried to explain to her, I said, Sasha, I'm so happy. She said, how can you be happy? I'm really upset. I'm so angry. I said, I'm so happy that it means so much to you. After 1 hour, I'm fed up when I see players lose matches, big matches, and they go and get an ice cream 5 minutes later. Or they're playing with their friends, or they're putting in the effort on the mini tennis court that they should have been putting in when they played the match. You're kidding me. All she has to do is learn how to manage the big situation, because she was never in that situation before. So I start with that story because that's the essence of what I believe performance coaching is about. And I go all the way around the world and not even like on the flashy plane, just listening and feeling. And I remember that I saw this guy in Indian Wells because I look around the gym and I just see how people operate, see how the experts operate, and it's all to do with the human being. All to do with human being. Everyone's doing different exercises in the gym. I'm quite impressed by some exercises as well. They're incredible. And everyone's doing different drills, same drills, but I look for the connection. I look for the magic touch that the coaches have with their players. So this is why I'm still a big fan of these guys. So my everyday, just to let you know, I manage my own academy. I wanted to manage my own program because I don't want to be told what to do. I don't like it, because unless you're going to let me do what I want to do, then there's no point, because I have a left side brain that's screaming to be creative and screaming to be in the moment. I don't like it when I get told to plan something, because the match is difficult to plan. It's difficult to plan. You can have some ideas, but if it doesn't go to plan, then if you only have your plan, then you're screwed. Then you're really in trouble. So my everyday is that I run a program, and it just so happens to have good players. It just so happens. It's not my intention. We just do good work every day, and we have a good heart and soul, and we produce some players. So I manage the area that Wimbledon is part of. It's a big county. We're lucky. We have a lot of affluent parents, lots of courts, but I have my program. But I come from an inner city program. I come from the parks. I grew up in the park tennis, wanting to play for myself, wanting to spend every day from 10 o'clock until 7 o'clock, 10 o'clock until 10 o'clock. My dad still says to me, "You never came in for supper." I said, "I was in the middle of a 9-set match. What are you talking about? I haven't finished my match yet." Because, of course, you play best of 3, best of 5, best of 7, best of 9, and then it gets dark. I come back tomorrow. And that's what you learn to say to your players, right? You didn't lose the match. You just ran out of time. You just ran out of time. Only if you gave your best. Because I'm not soft. I'm not soft. I'm the hardest guy. But we have to do it from a point of the person. I told you I love this guy. He's a great guy. I love my new job this year, working with under 10 performance coaches. And it doesn't mean that the coaches are under 10, because they're too young, of course. But it means that we're now starting to talk to the coaches that work with the best young players. And I don't give them any content. And they hated it last year. And then this year they love it. They say, "Thank goodness someone understands what coaching is about." You can go get YouTube. Go on YouTube. Look at the best drill. Look at the best whatever you like. It's not for me to give anybody content. Because if you try and give me content, I switch off. I need to find my own content. Because the whole point of me being invested in coaching is that I want to find the best way for this player. I never met these boys, so I'm going to try and find the best way for these guys. I'm going to be their coach for maybe half an hour, but we'll see. If I get the job permanently, we'll see. This is my day. I hope it looks similar to your day. If it doesn't, then congratulations on making good choices. Wake up at 6 o'clock. And kiss my wife goodbye. She says, "Have a great day." And then I go meet my boy down for breakfast, and we have a little bit of time together. He tells me that he's going to be a good boy, and he's going to work hard, and he's going to try and get on the rugby A team. He wants to play rugby on the A team, and he's the skinniest guy. And I say, "Just be careful. Just be careful." And then my daughter kisses me on the cheek, and I say to her, "Drive safely. Drive safely." Because she wants to be a paramedic. And I don't think it looks good if she's going to be a paramedic and she gets into an accident. And then she has to tell the paramedic, "It's funny that I see you. I want to be a paramedic." So I get back at 9 o'clock most nights because of choice. It's not because I have to. Not because my mortgage is screaming at me. Not because the tax man is jumping on me. It's because I want to. It's because I want to spend my life this way. And I love my family, but it has to be said, most of the time they come second. Most of the time they come second. But they can't come 2 second because I have 4 kids. And I love them very much. I'm interested in all sports. I'm interested in the moments when sport matters. I like watching darts when the guy has to make double top to be champion of the world for the 8th time. And I sit there thinking, slow motion, this is amazing. He's won it 7 times. Where's the motivation to win it 8 times? Where's the motivation to hit this little dart into the little area? Really? And then I look in his eyes, I think, he's going to make it. Van Gerwen, mostly Van Gerwen is going to make it, right? But even Phil Taylor, the power, Phil Taylor. I love mixed martial arts because I think it's a lot like tennis. We have net play, we have defense, we have offense, we have wrestling, we have jiu-jitsu, we have Thai boxing, we have stand-up. And that's something that I loved when I was a kid. And if you ask the boys, if you ask Joe and Jack, they say, oh, don't let him talk about fighting again, please. No, no, no. Because it's great because fighting is the same as hitting a forehand. Fighting is the same as, I'd say to the guys, fighting in a kiosk is the same as volleying. We have to use the different techniques for where you are on the ground. So it's a lot similar. And the mentality, one against one, combat, fighting, turning up, being on stage. I have to teach my player, Sasha, how to play the final next time. I don't need to teach you how to play tennis. I need to teach you to, let's go. My favorite thing I ever watched was something called River Dance. Someone called Michael Flatley. He was the guy that did the Irish dancing, amazing dancing. If you ever have a look on YouTube, write it down. It's really good. And before he came out in front of all the people, because he has to come out with big energy, he said, yeah, I stand behind and just bang, 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 and nothing to do with dancing, just to get in the vibe, just to get in the moment. And then when the curtains open, boom, yeah, this is my space. This is who I am. So this is why I think, reflecting, no ego, this is why I think Jack Draper, when I watch him come on court, I like it. He comes on court like, this is my place, this is my space. So please, if you want to have players, we can all have players, we can all teach performance, but if you want to have champions, if you want to get into champion mindset, champion personality, champion character, we can teach it. So now when I teach, when the players come on, 10-year-olds, 11-year-olds, I say, whoa, before you come on, are you ready to come on the court? Are you ready? Because they're going to need to do that when they walk out of the O2. I felt really bad because Joe walked on the O2 2018 for the first time. And he walked out and he said, I was shit scared. And I said, fuck, it's my fault. My fault. Because I didn't understand the moment. I thought he was ready, technically, tactically, beautiful, patterns ready. Rajiv serve here, Joe go there, beautiful, fantastic. But he wasn't ready to walk out in London in front of 15,000 people. And his coordination was all over the place because he was anxious and tight. And he came off afterwards, and I sat in the change room and I said, are you okay? He said, I'm fine, I'm going to be fine. I'll go and have a shower. 40 minutes in the shower. Players, they like to have long showers when they've had tough matches. And then I go, oh, maybe he's okay. And then there's the racket smashed in the bin. So I take it out because I take it back to my club. It's a good conversation. But then next day for sure, we look in the mirror. Look who you are, believe in yourself. All this training, all this preparation. You're ready to be a champion. Still do coordination work. Make sure, cover all the bases. Make sure he's feeling good physically, mentally, emotionally. Make sure. Joe, I love you. Let's go. Let's go fight, baby. Let's go fight right now. Let's go be the person that you want to be. Go be the person that you want to be. Be the best you can be. Fantastic. I don't need him to come afterwards and say, wow, I think you did a great job. Tick, 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 tick. All I know is that human beings need this and champions need this. When I see Jack Draper the other night, when I see Jack Draper last night, when he makes a massive shot and he says to the crowd, come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. I'm the showman. If we don't teach players how to be showmen, they have no chance. Look how big this space is. We're asking these guys to fill this space in front of all these people. You better teach them how to be a showman. That's why I like martial arts. Because when they walk, they have their music, they walk in, and I'm looking at them thinking, he looks ready. He doesn't look ready. He doesn't look ready. Some of the guys are high-fiving the crowd. I'm thinking, he's overconfident. Some of the guys are in their zone, own music. He looks dangerous. He's going to kill someone today. And that's how the tennis players have to be. I'm pretty sure Djokovic and Rafa are going to kill someone. I love my life. Just to let you know, I'm inviting all of you as well. This is really, really enjoyable for me. Whether you enjoy, whether you learn from it, I don't know. I hope you do, but I just love it. And I think it's in our power, right? It's in our power to enjoy what we do. This is my fourth time at playing poker, and I got a full house. It's unbelievable. My friends invited me to play poker, and I had never played poker. And I said, I don't know how to play. They said, look on YouTube. Same as I say to the coaches about content. Look on YouTube, it's easy. So I studied for just a little bit. First time, I did okay. Second time, fourth time, I get something called a full house, flush, royal flush, or whatever it's called, royal flush. So I'm not a professional poker player, though. I'm not a professional poker player, but I will have a go at anything. And there's a long list of things that I don't do well. As I said, I'm not a professional poker player, but with a little bit of information and a little bit of, what's this game all about? And it's a little bit like our tennis players need to be professional poker players sometimes. I have nothing. I have no short forehand today. Bluff it. Pretend. Pretend you have something. Pretend you have something. I can't hit my second serve. I can't hit my second serve. Jack would say to me, I can't hit my second serve. I say, get your first serve in. There's no excuses. In our sport, it's too brutal. It's too savage. There are no excuses at all, but we have to find a nice way. He said, oh, okay. So then he hits his second serve as a first serve and gets it in. I'm not an ex-professional tennis player. I played to a nice level. I don't think I wanted to be professional because I didn't think I was good enough. But I did a training session once when I used to live in California. I went to California, high school California, and then because I was on the team, they said, do you want to do some coaching at the summer? And I said, yeah, sure. I went to do the coaching with the kids, and I thought, oh, this is nice. I like this. I really like this. This is fun. I can really engage and enjoy people and share my passion for tennis. Oh, this is much better than being professional. Professional is crazy. Professional is nuts. I'm not a trained presenter, but I'll do my best. I didn't go to university, so nothing I have is based on science. It's only based on experience. But a lot of the experts, a lot of the scientists that I talk to, I do something and they say, you're doing this. It's in the book, look. And I go, am I? I don't know, am I? Am I really doing that? So we don't have to be professors. We don't have to have a doctorate in anything. We just have to be real. I'm not a sports psychologist, but unless you know a little bit of psychology in tennis, you're dead. You're finished. Unless you can read the room, unless you can read your player, unless you can feel what's happening, unless you can make notes, listening and carefully, you're dead. You have no chance. So who am I? Who am I? This is Jack when he's 11. Just won a tournament. He's a pretty happy guy. I'm still at this center. This is my center here. I love it. And he won the Winter Cup for Great Britain. He was really happy. 1 year early. He's a happy boy. You see how little he is. He's just a little guy. Long arms, long legs. And we thought, that God can't leave you like this. You're going to be fine. It's going to be okay. So what am I? What I try and be is, I think from good coaches, I've seen it as well. All the good coaches that I've seen, I think they're authentic. They're real. They're ballsy. You know what I mean? They have guts. We're not looking to, I didn't come, although I say quietly, I didn't come here to come second. But if you fight hard, it's okay. I'm prepared. If you fight hard, we still get along okay. Incredibly competitive. I want to be the best. And I think you have to want to be the best. Even if you want to be the best in your... I think it's tough for Andy Murray, Jamie Murray. If they share the same bedroom, Jamie can't even be the best in his bedroom. He has to come second. But at least, so be the second best. I don't know. But try and be the best. Very determined. We know as coaches when we work in clubs, we have to be determined. Nothing can stop us, right? Nothing can stop us to achieve. Without enthusiasm, I still think it's the most important thing you can have. Players can't connect with you. Players can't feel you. So never underestimate enthusiasm. And practice being enthusiastic. Practice it. If you're not, I have coaches that I get to practice it. I mentor some coaches and I say, you did a great session. It was fantastic, but it was so boring. So boring. Your player is asleep. Your player is looking at me saying, please help me. Your player is looking at my mum saying, what time do we finish? What do we have for supper tonight? Your players, but theoretically, I did perfect session, everything immaculate. Yeah, but you're dull. You're so boring. So please be enthusiastic. Please be fun. And when you think that you've worked hard, be grateful for the things that are not in your control. I have trouble being grateful for things that are in my control because I think that I work hard for them. So I have this conversation with my daughter who's a Buddhist. She said, you have to be grateful for everything. Everything you have to be grateful. So yeah, but what if I work really hard for it? And then who am I grateful for? She says, just be grateful. Just be grateful. It's amazing. I'm like, okay, I try and be grateful for things that when people help. I'm really grateful that I get the opportunity today. I'm really grateful that my coach friend invited me to come here to talk to Bart, to say, come here. I'm really grateful. When I come here and do my job, it's up to me. So who do I have to be grateful for? I have to be grateful for my enthusiasm and hard work. That's what I have to be. I have to be so hungry as well. Hungry. Jack Draper and Joe Salisbury, they're two guys. If I don't get a female player all the way to the top, then I've failed. That's what I'd kill myself. If I don't get another royal flush, I'm not a very good poker player. So I have to keep striving for the top, for the best. And more so, we have to inspire, huh? We have to inspire as coaches. You're all coaches. If you're not inspiring, we need to call it coach inspiration. Not so much coach education. Coach inspiration. We're trying to make others do magical things. Okay, so this is, I don't know, I think it's the person-centered approach. I really do. It's incredibly important. This is Joe Salisbury in the middle. I think he's about 18. No, he didn't. He's not that young. He grew a little bit later, but he's not that young. So little skinny Joe. So this is where I say I take a little risk. And if you want to make some notes, please go ahead. But after 25 years of coaching and where you're really into coaching, you start thinking about recognizing things that you can keep doing on a regular basis that can help you be more successful every day, to help your players be more, so that you beat randomness. Randomness, scatter. You want to try and beat randomness. So you want to try and work out what you're good at. I'm hoping that self-awareness is top of the list. If you don't know who you are, how you're behaving, how you're acting, what your methods are, what your tone is, what your language is, then it's difficult. And then once we know about awareness, we need to just assess. Just be brave enough to assess yourself. How was I today? Use the journey back in the car. How was I today? How was I? What is my feeling in my heart? What am I thinking? What am I feeling? Not what did I do. What did I do is sometimes it can bluff you. I did everything I was supposed to do today, but with what? With what kind of passion? With what kind of intention? With what kind of magic did you do it with? And then once you know something, you have to be confident. Not overly confident, but you have to be confident because you're trying to inspire change in other people. I watched a beautiful presentation here of this movement, but you know, if the coach comes out and just says something a little bit like this, move a little bit like this, try and move something like this, it's not good enough. You have to really know your stuff. If you want the player to move, then you have to really show them how to move. If you really want them to move, show them how to move. If you really want them to believe they can win, you have to express it. If you really want the first serve today is so important, then you have to express it. As service partner today, Joe, I need you to be so aggressive in defense. So aggressive in defense. You know why? Yeah, I know why. But if I said, yeah, try and be a little aggressive when you're at the net and Jack Sock is trying to take your head off. Try and be, yeah, if you can be a little more ready. Be aggressive, man. Play defense like, come on, let's go, let's really take the ball on. So you have to be confident in what you're talking about. And you have to have a little self-control. I think when I was younger, maybe it was reckless chaos. I knew what I wanted to do, but it was a little bit out of control. Social awareness. This is where we need to reach out. So the first one was inside, right? This is about us internally. This is external. We need to promote empathy. When I'm talking to these guys today, it's important that they feel comfortable when they start hitting. We have to be approachable with your body language, with your eyes, with your tone. We have to be conscientious in all our areas. We have to care for others. And we have to have something called organizational awareness because we all work in different environments. If we don't appreciate the club program, if we don't appreciate the committee, if we don't appreciate our manager, whoever, the lady who works in the cafeteria, they organize everything for us. We have to be aware of what's making everything tick. And I like my favorite manager, Jurgen Klopp, Liverpool manager. He goes into Anfield every day and he says hello to everybody. It doesn't matter who you are. You're all part of making this operation smooth. We have to be really kind and really conscientious with them. So I think it's having this social awareness. Relationship management, I think, is really important. This is Jack. I think he finished 5th at the Orange Bowl. Again, interesting, because he now does this, but only 5th at the Orange Bowl. He was so disappointed. We managed to get a little smile, not much of a smile, tiny smile, but mostly because the sun was in his eyes, I think. But I think he threw the oranges, I think he threw them away afterwards. He didn't want them at all. So look, again, under 14, he's tiny. It's just interesting that you can grow very late. We need to be able to influence situations, because when I do coach education in the UK, coaches say, yeah, it's difficult at my club. It's difficult. It's difficult with my manager. Influence. Go sell him. Take him for dinner. Tell him why you're passionate about junior tennis, why you want to make a difference in your program. You have to be able to lead. You have to be also a coach and also a mentor. We have to have these skills, conflict management, because every day you're trying to do this. In performance, it's like this. I need to tell Joe that he's being a pussy. I need to tell him that he's being a baby. I need to tell him to stop being an idiot. But I have to find a way of doing that. Okay, I think, hey, Joe, come on. I think there's a better way of behaving. I think there's a better way of operating. Jack, you're being a fool. You're a 15-year-old idiot. You're being an idiot. You're gonna smash all your rackets. Or can you call Babolat and tell them that I broke them accidentally? No, I called them and tell them that you broke them. Oh, okay. So don't break any more rackets. Otherwise, they tell your sponsor, and they don't sponsor you anymore. Okay. So you have to pick your up and down the ladder. You have to pick your moments. You have to pick your moments with 9 and 10-year-olds about work effort. You can't just say, work your butt off, you lazy kids. They say, we go play Fortnite. We go play Call of Duty. We do something else. You have to engage with them. So conflict management is what we have to be good at. Teamwork and collaboration. Working with other people, S&C guys, physios, they could change all the time. You know, when you have a relationship with a player, people come and go. Physios come and go. We like this guy. Oh, but he left. Then we have to learn how to have a relationship with someone else as well. So all these skills I'm trying to put on you. And really today is like a recognition. It's like a recognition of all the skills that you guys have that we never talk about, that we never give ourselves credit for, that we never say, well done. You know what I had to deal with today? You know the shit that I had to deal with today? You know all the stuff I had to deal with? And then when your player wins and your player feels good and your player says, thank you, coach, and you go, thank you. It's what makes my life. What's what makes it real. And we have to do the last thing. No one comes out like a tennis player. No one comes out like a high performer. No one comes out understanding excellence. We're always going to have to be changing, manipulating, moving, shifting, adjusting, guiding, kicking, flicking. So we have to make things change to move along, because if we stay the same, someone goes, overtakes us. Someone takes ahead, right? This is a nice story. I want to tell you a story about Johanna. When I worked with Johanna when she was 19, she was a little lost. She was a little lost with her game. She was like 250, and I knew her parents. I knew her parents because her parents met me a few years earlier, and they said, could I coach her? Because it's funny, I remember what they said. They said, can you coach her because we heard that you're a nice guy? Oh, okay. Okay. I try and do a good job coaching as well. But then I told them that I couldn't coach them because I didn't have any players, I didn't have much experience, and they were a little bit disappointed. So I said, no, go to this other place. And then at 19, I was coaching at the National Center with another girl, and both parents came and watched the session. And I was like, oh no, I've got Johanna Konta's parents watching me play. And then afterwards, and I kid you not, they said, can we have a coffee with you? So I said, of course you can have a coffee. 3 hours later, both parents have been crying. They're saying, we need someone to look after Johanna. And we like the way that you coach. We like the way that you look after your players. We like the way that you have this. And I'm sitting there, I'm crying because I'm scared of coaching someone that could be really good for the first time. And they're scared because I'm going to say no, that I can't look after her. Because the coaching situation that she had at the moment was the same old style, hard coaching, not looking after the person. So I thought, wow, I'm now thinking, wow, you recognize that I have some attributes that aren't necessarily the most important to get your player from 250 to top 100. But at the moment, all you need is someone that can keep your daughter playing tennis and that can keep her coming back to the court and can keep her love of the game. So the parents were pretty smart, not because they hired me, but they were smart because they recognized what their kid needed at the time. So I was lucky because I had a court at home, beautiful countryside, lovely weather, and we trained back at my house. And the father was so spiritual. He said, look at this, look at Johanna, look at the birds, look at the trees, look at the sun, look at the sky. It's a beautiful day to play tennis. And she had lost like 9 kilos. She was an unhappy person. And she doesn't mind me saying this because she says, I have her permission to say it. And bit by bit, we rebuild the person. We rebuild the confidence. And then one day I know that she's ready to go forward because she says to me, can we get a good hitter in today? And I said, oh, you're not happy with my hitting anymore? And so the person was okay. Now it was more about the player and the tennis. So we get good hitters in and she starts to get her level up and everything's fine. And then I did a little bit of traveling with her, which she has quite a lot of anxiety and quite a lot of stress. So then, but we have rebuilt the person and she's now in a position to go back into the tour. So when she made the semifinals of Wimbledon, I stopped working with her after a year because I didn't want to travel. Too much traveling. And really, I was not a traveling coach. No good me going to the tournament for the first time and her experiencing the first time. It's no good. We can't have the blind leading the blind. It doesn't work. So she went off with someone else, did a fantastic job. And then semifinals Wimbledon, when she played when she played Venus, the parents invite me into the box. And they have all the sponsors, all the guys that are looking after her. And the father says, I just want to introduce the most important person in Johanna's life. And I was looking like, who? Which person? And then Gabor was talking about me. And I went, wow, really? And he said, without you, we would not be here. I'm telling you, my daughter was not going to play tennis anymore. She was finished. She was done. She was an unhappy person. So I think it's amazing, and this is what I'm talking about, okay? This is what I'm talking about. So please don't underestimate the power that you have in your heart and in your soul to really make a difference. It just happens that tennis is our job, right? Tennis is our job, but it could be anything else. I just hope that it isn't maths, because I can't do maths. Not good at all. These are all the other things that you guys show, right? You have to be transparent because players will find you out. If you do not tell the truth, players know. Players know if you don't trust them or believe in them. We have to recognize achievement and we have to be adaptable. We have to have initiative. And we always have to be optimistic. So look at the things that we have to do. Come on. I mean, are you kidding me? We are not just tennis coaches, right? We are incredible people trying to do incredible things. Look at this. Jeez. So my question to you right now is, okay, just a little bit of fun. So a little bit outside, I think it's important that I can still play tennis. And it's important that I don't play anyone that can beat me too badly, because I don't want to experience too much self-doubt. But I play the over 50 championships in the Surrey. But the nice thing is that I invented the tournament so that I could play in the tournament. It's okay. And I really enjoyed competing because I think if you compete in anything, you have that relatability with your players. So I would encourage everybody, please compete in something. Otherwise you lose touch. You lose touch. When the player says they're scared, they're nervous, you say, just get on with it. No, not just get on with it. I hear you. Let's talk about it. Let's deal with it. And then I'm able to say, yeah, I played a guy in the final that hit the ball 20 meters up in the air, every point. And my players are saying to me, you said just to take the ball early, take the ball dry volley. You say it's easy. I say, no, it's not easy. It's not easy. I'm behind the baseline, rallying like 50-ball rallies. And my players are saying, you should be coming to the net, remember? And then I go to the net and I hit the fence and they go, not so easy now. So it's not easy. We also have fun all the time. These guys at the top there, one of the best players in the country at the top there, and one of the top ITF boys that we train. We always have fun. We always play a game. And then I put it on Instagram. We play a game that the guys are going to play. If I win, I get my thumbs up. If he loses, thumbs down. It looks to me that I have 2 wins there. And all the guys turn up and they want to compete with me. So all the while you have competitive juice in you, use it to your advantage. You don't want to become this old coach that turns up with knowledge and a book. No, turn up with your racket and let's go. Come on, little guy, let's go. Let's play right now. Find a game that you can win, though. Yeah, don't play best of 3. Oh. So this is what I'm asking you. And the picture is there because it's my dream place, Indian Wells. It's Indian Wells. My mother lives there, so I'm lucky. I go there whenever I want. And I was lying on the lounger, thinking about this presentation, and I was thinking, what am I asking you guys to consider is who are you? And based on the information that I've given you, I'm just trying to stir. I'm just trying to trigger something in your head, something in your heart. What's your attitude? I've told you what mine is. I'm bare, I'm vulnerable. I told you what I believe in, told you what I think works. What are your strengths and weaknesses, and how ambitious are you? I don't meet enough coaches that are ambitious enough. Not enough coaches are ambitious. They're embarrassed to say, well, I hope I can get a player to national championships. Say, national championships? National championships. Have you been to the Orange Bowl? It's amazing. It's every day sunshine. It's amazing. Have you been to Tarbes, Le Petit A, under 14 tournament? Oh my God. It's like a festival. Oh, where is this place? I said, oh, come on, man. You have to look on the internet, find out these places. You know, I went, first tournament with Joe, I went to Rotterdam, the 250 at Rotterdam. I walk into the big center and I go, holy shit. Like this in 2019. Oh my God. And then Joe says to me, are you going to coach me or not? Are you going to coach me? I said, just give me 5 minutes. I need to, this is like a big thing for me. This is a dream. Wow, we're at Rotterdam. And I just went to the stringer with Medvedev. Wow. He said to me, do I know where the stringer is? Shit. I said, hold on, Daniil. You're talking to me? You know where the string? Let's find the stringer together. And then I'm with my friend, Daniil Medvedev, my new friend, at the Rotterdam tournament. And Joe still needs coaching. So after a couple of days, I settled down and I got the experience. Now what's interesting is that 2022, we don't even play 250s. We don't even play 250s. 250s are like national championships, you know? So your ambition can grow as you go along. I remember sitting at Queen's this year with the boys, and one of the guys was having a little difficulty getting up for the tournament. I'm not going to tell you which one of the guys was having trouble getting motivated. And I wanted to punch him in the face. I said, we're at Queen's. This is beautiful grass before Wimbledon, Queen's Club. Yeah, but it's a 500, man. It's a 500. I just told you who it was. Yeah, but you know what? It's a 500, you know? It's no big deal. So why will, up and down the pathway, remember, up and down the pathway, why will parents and players come and find you? Why will they come and find you? What makes you different? What makes you special? Because I don't advertise anywhere, but people come and find me because they hear. Because it needs to work that way. If you're into it the same way that I'm into it, this is a secret organization of mad scientist coaches, mad crazy guys that are underground. It's a bit like that. It's a bit like the SAS. Not everybody needs to join. So if you want to come, then you need to find out from someone else because we don't advertise. And if a player comes, they say, I think he's ready for you. And you go, you sure? Are you sure he's ready? Sure he's ready? And then they're ready, so it's good. What are you prepared to sacrifice? It's a good question. I know a lot of coaches that are on their third wife. Or Nick Bollettieri, I think he has 9 wives. Nick Bollettieri has 9 wives. I think he's the epitome of sacrifice. Yeah? I think his tennis is his life. You have to sacrifice so much. What are you prepared to sacrifice? Everything? Anything? I'm doing coach education with under 10 coaches. I say, how's your life? What does your week look like? Oh, my week is fantastic. I work Monday to Friday, and then I have Saturday, Sunday off. I say, next. What's your day like? Oh, gee, you mean you got no chance of doing anything extraordinary? No chance. On 5 days a week, no chance. 6 days a week, 7 days a week, that's where you start. And then your last one, which is why I want to bring it back to the reality. What are you going to go after like a savage? What are you going to go after? The wonderful movement that you did here, some coaches listen to it, some coaches understand it, some coaches do it, some coaches will live it and teach it and invest in it. And that's the difference. There's different levels to this game. There's different levels to being a high performer. And these are conversations that I try and have with coaches. And if they look away once, it's not for you. Do something that you want to do with your life. We have one life. But I always say, if we don't have one life, then you can come and tell me in the next life that I was talking bullshit, right? You can tell me I was talking rubbish. This is the passion that we need to live with. And then all I need to ask you in the end is, who's going to watch over you? Who's going to keep an eye on you? Who's going to keep an eye on you? I have a mentor. One of the best mentors in the world. I have a mentor called Louis. Louis Kaya is my mentor. Louis Kaya is my mentor. He doesn't know he's my mentor because I don't want to inflate his ego anymore because he has the biggest ego. But I love that he has an ego. I love it. He's my mentor. And it's the first time, if he ever sees this video, he's going to see he's my mentor. Because his standards are so high. They are so high. I am still nervous when I pick up a racket near Louis, like this. No, actually, it was something that I got over. I got over because I realized he said to me, he tests me every session. I think he's doing the session with the guys. He's the best doubles coach that ever lived, right? He's the best doubles coach, and he worked with Andy Murray, and he worked with so many good players around the world. But every time he comes near me, I'm a little bit like, oh, I'm ready for you, Louis. I'm ready for you, Louis. And normally it's about feeding. It's about feeding. So normally you have to come in and you have to come in with the right feed straight away. Is it relevant? Is it real? Don't waste my time. Because these guys want to be Grand Slam champions. And I saw that. A couple of years ago, I was like, come on, Louis, relax. You miss one feed. And then you miss 2 feeds. And then you miss 3 feeds. And then you start feeling like you're a performer. And that's his whole goal is to make you feel as scared as the performer feels. He's a very clever man. Very clever man. So try and be around someone that scares you. Because I think he's the only person that really scares me. Because he can find out my weaknesses. And if I'm scared in front of him, that's a weakness. So I've learned to say this to myself. He says to me, Justin, can you go in and, like on the grass? It was fantastic. At Wimbledon this year, on the grass. I knew that I passed the Louis test because they have a traveling guy that coaches with them all year round. And he's 6'3", beautiful Adonis, big serve. Went to college with Joe, David O'Hare, one of my best friends, great guy. But he's too tall to serve the right ball so many times on the grass. I'm not too tall. I'm the perfect height. So after David has been hitting too high and Rajiv and Joe, do you see frustration? Louis says, Justin, get in. And I said, now is my moment. We're on number 1 Arangi. The top courts at Arangi, Wimbledon. So I take the balls. All the people are watching. Take the balls and you stand here, just like this. And my legs are shaking. And I just say, I can do it. I can do it. Where do you want it? Tee? Let's go. Boom! Straight down the tee. And Louis, I look at Louis and Louis goes, that's good. That's it. That's it. And my day is done. My week is done. My life is done. Because you have to have someone at a higher level that keeps you in check, right? If you don't have it, then your standards could drop a little bit. So I'm very, very grateful to have Louis Kaye in my life. So guys, you need to keep an eye on yourself, and you need to have someone else that's going to keep an eye on you as well. And then you have every chance of being the best. So I appreciate your time. Thank you very, very much. Thank you.